Thinking about the transition zone as a defensive position is outdated. Today, I'm going to teach you how to be aggressive in transition and take your opponents by surprise. This is the Blitz. So what is the Blitz? Now, the Blitz is a very aggressive and offensive strategy that you hit after hitting a third shot or in transition, and that you do to take your opponents by surprise and initiate a hands battle. This is something that Julian Arnold and Hayden Patrikin do very, very well. Even when they're moving up, they are still able to find and jam their opponents who's established at the kitchen line. And so just to demonstrate what this is, I'm going to hit a third and then blitz the net, that's where this term comes from, and look to take a low ball, but flick it and jam my opponent in a tough spot, which then initiates a hands battle. So you can see, technically I'm at a disadvantage because I'm further away from the kitchen. My opponent is already established at the kitchen line. So now let's talk about the steps in order to accomplish this. Now with the roll as well as the flick, this is going to be viewed as like a 1-2 punch. So the roll is going to be the setup shot and then the flick is going to be the KO. Now I don't think that anyone under a 4-5 level should really start applying this because it does require a very consistent and successful aggressive roll as well as a below the level of the net flick, which isn't advised. So when do I hit this shot? I hit this shot when my opponent is not established and set at the kitchen line, when they're still actually moving up. Now, because of them not having both of their feet set at the kitchen line, I have an extra foot or two in order to really increase the margin of my roll, which helps a lot when I'm trying to set up that next shot. So the purpose of the roll is to try to get it to my opponent's feet. That is it. So that's why I'm adding topspin with this, and I'm hitting it more of like a aggressive hybrid than I am a true drop. It's not coming in flat, it's coming in with topspin and it's dipping to their feet. So you can see with these balls, I'm rolling it and following it in. I'm not hitting my roll and staying back. That would just be a hybrid where my intention is to get to the kitchen and establish a good kitchen rally. But here, it's called a blitz for a reason. I hit this shot, takes a split second to judge it, and then I'm pushing myself in. I'm blitzing the net. Oh. So that's step one, is not only hit a quality roll drop, but also follow it in. Takes a split second. You shouldn't be focused on just getting to the net. Your mind should be focused on hitting a consistent roll and setting yourself up to put the next ball away and initiating that hands battle. So step two is now the KO shot. It's gonna be the flick below the net. It's typically gonna be below the net. So if they concede and get me to the kitchen line, then I know that they're now not looking to be aggressive and they're looking to set up more long kitchen rallies. So after I hit that roll, I'm following my ball in and I'm looking to take this next ball out of the air, assuming that my opponent is trying to keep me back. Most of their shots are gonna be at their knee level and they're gonna be aimed higher like this. So you can see a lot of these shots, if I hit that good quality roll, are gonna end up in these same exact spots. They could be below the level of the net, they could be above the level of the net, but my mind is set on being aggressive and speeding this ball up. So in terms of where you should speed up, no matter if it's forehand or backhand, my spots are generally going to be the same. It's going to be jam them because they're not expecting this ball. And so what jamming looks like is Ethan is going to be opening forehand, but sometimes sliding backhand and then getting jammed in this chicken wing type position. Well, that's what's gonna happen when you take someone by surprise with this blitz strategy, is they're not gonna be ready for that next ball and you're going to hit them straight. So one thing you can see just from this mini type drill as an example is I'm always moving forward. I'm not getting stuck in transition after I hit that roll. I hit that roll and I'm pushing forward as close to the kitchen line as possible. So when I hit this, in order to get more reach, instead of reaching here, I can take a step and now reach here. Yes, that does put me out of position. It's called a blitz for a reason. I'm trying to take him by surprise. And so now if that speed up isn't a winner, and if it jams him, then that's perfect. Now you're just gonna play cleanup. And so that could take one ball, that could take two balls, but hopefully it should give you an advantage in this hands battle, so it's more of like a 60-40 or 70-30. Another thing to note is while this is a little bit easier to do with your forehand roll, you can also do it with a backhand roll. Now, typically the backhand roll is more easier to pull cross court in order to do this strategy, but you can still do it middle, even though it's gonna be a little bit more uncomfortable. So that concludes this video of how to use the blitz. It's a very useful strategy, especially when you don't want to get in those more established kitchen rallies. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Thank you to Pro XR for making an amazing paddle, and I'll see you all next week.
How you lost, baby girl?
First try. Oh, my bad. Now this is a more, oh my goodness.